Okay, so here it is. This is the most important thing I've ever seen in my life. And when I noticed that you represent or sell these, you know, I was extremely impressed. So please tell me about a 3D Shri.
Okay, yeah, so it's built exactly like the Sri Yantra. You can see all the little corners and then here the triangles, they're coming out. So the little tiny one is at the top.
And that's a point. What's the central point? There's a dot there. Is that Bindu?
Yeah.
Point of origin, right. Okay.
Yeah.
So, what does this device do?
This device, when there's problems in the northeast, when there's defects there, that's mainly when we use it. Also when there's financial problems, in a business or so, when there's financial problems. We bought it for our business. We moved in a house. We were in one vicinity and we had to move to another one. And when we moved in, the day we moved in, we had like 36 cents in the bank or so. So it wasn't really a good sign. But I didn't know much about Vastu then. So anyway, we were living in the house, and the north was really blocked in that house, and north is the finances. That's where it comes in from. So when I started studying in that house about Vastu, so we decided to buy the Mera Chakra. And as soon as we put it in, our business just really took off. It was really, really good. It made a big change.
Is there any reference to Meru in the 3D Sri Yantra that you know of? Hasn't come up or anything?
I don't know. What does it mean?
Oh, well, you know, if you were to look at, for instance, Mount Kailash, Mount Kailash is known as a golden pyramid. It actually changes colour depending on the environmental conditions, such as sunrise, sunset, which angle you're looking. But there are 4 primary demigod mountains in quadrants immediately in that vicinity. So I'm just trying to, you know, not everyone can fully understand everything. So I'm just asking these simple, appropriate questions to those and see where we go.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about its reference to Om? Okay, so if you in what's called kymatics or a tone scope, when the human voice has a microphone, you can actually practice toning Om.
Yeah.
And the reason is because that I haven't had this proven. I have seen an image, although the image isn't even in the right perspective. But the idea is the human voice, when it says there's 3 sounds in Om, A, U and M. So A is represented by the 16 lotus petals in the outside circle. U is represented by the 8 petals on the inside circle. And the triangles vibrating is the sound of Om. So what you can do is you can learn how to practice by seeing a visual representation of your voice and therefore perfect the sound of Om by watching it. You can actually watch it change till you can perfect it. So Sri Yantra and Om are identically the same. Technically one's a one's a script, two-dimensional script. You can have Sri Yantra in 2 dimensions, or you can have Sri Yantra in 3 dimensions. I'm just wondering, so anyway, just to clarify my thoughts on this process, we're talking about the planets and the influences, we're talking about a sacred language being the background, we're talking about a science. My conclusion is this is the origin of sacred geometry. This is it. This is the science that the Westerners and other nations have lost contact with, and now through practitioners like yourself, it's going to come back into the modern day arena.
Well, in India, there's the Stapatis, who are their whole families, like the father trained the son, and that was the whole family who would practice it. And they make statues like that, the temples, it's all calculated, there's proper calculations to work everything out, to how you were saying that the tuning, the fine tuning, that's done in Vastu as well. So in a building, the fine tuning is done with the measurements, depending on where the front door is, where the main entrance is for the building, where the energies come in. So that has to be fine tuned. It's like a sound box. Any building, any house, room, has to be fine tuned to have that energy there in very nicely.
A harmonic existence.
Yeah, yeah.
So when you mentioned that Sri Yantra has 5 ratio, do you know anything much about in what connection? You said it had golden mean, sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know anything where golden mean is in regard to Sri Yantra?
Where it is, in the triangles.
So there's a mathematical formula, golden mean, in those triangles.
Yeah, yeah.
I never knew that.
So each triangle
Yes.
has the golden mean, the calculation is done with the golden mean. Yeah.
Wow.
So all of them. Yeah, so this one, you see many Sri Yantras, mirror chakras, in India, but they're not as perfect. They may not have the golden mean in the calculations.
Oh, they're known as the false Sri Yantras, and what that means is that the point has to come exactly to the horizontal line, and it's not a mirror image of itself, because there's 5 in one direction and 4 in another direction.
Yeah.
So there's a perfect way of creating Sri, and then there's an imperfect way,
Yeah.
and it's not Sri.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So I work always with this one, and I get often emails from people from India that are selling Vastu products and things like that with the yantras too. But I just stick with this because I know it works. It's like everyone that has bought them has always been happy with it, and there's no problems at all. So, and the original one, like the mold for this, is been cut by a computer, so it's really, really accurate. And well, my teacher, he was originally a professor in physics.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that after studying so much, he said it just didn't make sense anymore for him. He just came at a dead end. And then he came across Vastu, and he said everything just fell into place, and it just made all sense again. And he was really, really happy with it. So he's got a really...
What's his name? I called you.
Marcus Smikken.
Marcus?
Marcus Smikken.
He's your guru in this...
In the Vastu.
In the
yeah.
Vastu.
Yeah.
So, have you got any intention to go further up the learning?
I did in the beginning, and I was really enthusiastic about it, and my course went really good, but it was a bit tough because I was doing it through the internet, so I had to send my questions and everything to Germany and then get answers and stuff. And I prefer to learn with other people in a group,
in normal classroom.
Others have questions, and you just learn so much more. I prefer to do that, but anyway, I did it that way, and I passed with all A's. It went really good, but and my teacher actually asked some of the things that I'd made if he could use them as samples for his course. But I'm working a lot now with the books, with my Guru Maharaj's books, so
You're busy doing other
yeah,
things.
dedicating myself to that really. So, and there's not much asked for anyway in Australia, really. With Vastu, it's not really.
It's not growing as fast as perhaps other Vedic culture, sciences, etc.
No.
It will, though.
It will, yeah. And in India too, like if you want to be a really, really good Vastu practitioner, I really think you should go to India and learn from the Stapati there, really, and have the practical experience. Because there's a lot to it. There's, for example, if your front door faces east, you have to you have to calculate the perimeter of the house, and it has to be exactly right. And then the inside perimeter of the house has to be also exactly right with the yoni of the east. And then if it would be facing the other way, then it's a different perimeter again, and it's all different. And then every room has to fit exactly in that. So it's a lot of calculations that people don't really realize how accurate it all has to be to do it properly. You know, because people can say, "Oh, I live in a Vastu house," but it may not necessarily have all the perfect calculations.
You mentioned yoni in the east. Please explain.
A yoni is, that's Vedic mathematics. It's been used in that. So there's a special calculation to work out the yoni of a room. And
the yoni means?
The yoni just, that means that's the vibration, and that will be in that particular
It is
room.
to do with the feminine energetics. So
Yeah,
there's a yoni
so-
energetic in a room.
Yeah, so if my front door would be facing east, then I have a specific yoni that I have to make sure the calculation of that particular room has to, you know, resonate with that yoni. And if I have it to the south or whatever, then that's a different size of the room it will be, because by the size of the room you can adjust that yoni, which is more or less just the vibration that you get in that room. So we have a whole tables for the east, the south, the west, and all different ones to adjust the calculations.
Manju, thank you very much for your sharing of this great science. And
You're welcome. I hope it made sense. It's
we're cutting new frontiers in real terms. We're talking about things that are not known.
yeah.
We're not experts in presenting, so we're just trying our best. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah.
People explain what they do know, not what they don't know.
Yeah.
Manju, thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Could I ask you to just pick that glass pyramid up and show the yantra underneath the pyramid? Okay. And so there's a different light for each and every direction, yes?
Yeah.
And what's the centre one is called?
Mahapurush. yantra.
Mahapurush.
Mahapurush. yantra.
So go on. So it's...
Yeah.
Go on. All right. So
And then underneath this is Vastu Purush. Okay.
this is...
This is the Ramachandra yantra. It's the east.
Yes. And the next one would be?
This one is southeast. It's Parashuram yantra.
Purusharam.
Yeah.
And the next one?
This is Nishingadev yantra.
Nrsingadev Bhagavan. Yes.
That's Varahadev.
Varaha.
Yeah.
Go on.
This is the Kurmadev yantra.
Korma.
Kurmadev for the
Yes.
west. This is the Krishna Gayatri yantra.
Krishna Gayatri.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's for the northwest.
Yes.
This is Buddha Dev yantra. It's for the north.
Yes.
And then this is the northeast, and there's two yantras.
Two yantras.
Two yantras.
Special.
Yeah, it's special. So this is Jupiter and Ketu.
Wow.
This one's Jupiter, that's Ketu.
Thank you very much.